At 82 years old, Evelyn Camille still tends to her garden several times per week. She is also a community elder working at a local school, teaching her band's cultural traditions and its native Shuswap language. Canada calls First Nation communities bands. Originally from another part of the province, like many, Evelyn ended up in Kamloops because of the Indian residential school here.
I was about 5 or 6 when they tore me away from my parents. It was just terrifying. They came in a cattle truck and they loaded all the students, all the little Indians, and drove us up here. They said it was the law for our children to be educated in the white way.
At the time, the Indigenous people of Canada were considered wardens of the state, meaning the federal government was in charge of caring for them.
Federal government was the parent. They had the legal guardianship over a whole race of people, the Indigenous peoples of Canada. So within that, as the guardians and the parents they felt that residential schools would be the best for the Indigenous students. And so they created a curricula.
For 10 years, Evelyn was taught English, basic math, and religion by Roman Catholic nuns and priests, or black robes, as the children called them. From the very first day, she recalls hearing the rumors of the missing children.
We had heard there was some kids were being sent home, but they never did reach home. We knew the worst, but we didn't want to say it, that they were killed by the black robes.
Preliminary surveying of just under 2 acres of land here at the Kamloops Indian Residential School uncovered 215 unmarked graves. Yet according to the specialists, 160 acres still remains to be surveyed.
They're estimating over 10,000 or more they're going to find throughout these residential schools in Canada. They're looking through the records right now, and they can find the ones officially buried in the Catholic graveyards. But they're not going to find any records of the ones buried in these unofficial graveyards.
A 7-year-old investigation by Canada's Truth and Reconciliation Commission concluded that Canada's treatment of its Indigenous population through their Indian residential schools, operated by the Church, amounted to cultural genocide. While their 2015 report references missing children, it wasn't until May of this year that experts began surveying the land around schools across Canada. The local Indigenous band in Kamloops have chosen to leave the bodies in the apple orchard where they were discovered. The band is calling for an official apology from the Catholic Church all the way up to the Pope. Meanwhile, Canada has declared September 30th National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, and the treatment of its Indigenous population has become a hot topic issue in this month's federal elections. But for those who survived, finding justice for those who did not is what's most important.
I want the world to know about these babies. I want the world to know that this should never, ever, ever happen to any race.
Natalie Carney, CGTN, Kamloops.